Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So tonight we're here to discuss two different palettes. One palette I actually really love, and one palette is definitely functional and it serves a purpose, but I actually uncovered a couple of different things about it and I just want to see if you agree with me. The first palette is called the Valentine Palette. Now this particular one that I'm going to show you is the Valentine Palette in Scarlet. You can get a hold of this palette at www.valentinepalette.com. The price point is $35 on this palette, and it boasts 35 pan sizes of eyeshadow in this palette. Now, it says this is 35 abundant, beautiful eyeshadows in matte and shimmer. The array of colors from peach, bronze, plum, brown, and burgundy families are amazingly pigmented and creamy. 100% vegan and cruelty-free. Never have and never would consider animal testing. A couple of things I noticed right off the bat. First of all, one of my pans was smashed and crumbled, and that's always a negative for me. If you can't manage to wrap your product to ensure that the palettes don't crumble, then that's kind of iffy for me. The second thing that I noticed right off the bat was the size of the pan. So I'm going to show you how it came to me. And it came in a box like this. Very nice. It says the Valentine Palette on the front, and it has the ingredients listed on the back. Also, the little advertisement that I read to you guys is right there. So you open this palette up, and it is in this kind of a plastic container. So those of you out there who might think that this looks familiar, it's because it is. Very familiar. All the way down to the openings, the hinges, and the actual layout of the palette itself. So for those of you that don't know what private labeling is, it's basically when the same company allows you, so if I were to call a company and say, hey, I would like to put out a palette, I'd like to select the colors, they're all your formula, it's all your containers, I want to stamp Erica Loggins palette on the top of it and market it as my own palette. I could pay and have that done. A lot of companies out there actually do that, from everything from hair dryers to hair brushes to makeup brushes and makeup palettes. But oftentimes, at least they try and make some adjustments so that it's not incredibly obvious. So let's talk about this $35 palette up against this $23 palette. Why there is such a difference in price, I don't know, guys. But this is the Valentine in Scarlet palette. This is the pan that came shattered. So there are a mixture of mattes and shimmers here. And again, if you want to pay the additional $35 price point, which is higher, just because you want these colors, then that's definitely a personal preference. I like the colors on this palette. I don't have anything against the colors on this palette at all. But for me, it just doesn't justify the price point. You understand what I'm saying? When you can get the exact same palette with the same pan sizes for $23. And when I say the same, I'm not talking like a dupe. I'm saying like the same exact formula, the same exact container, the same exact pan sizes. It's the same exact thing. It's just different colors. You see what I'm saying? This one is $23, $35. This one's $35. So, I think at the end of the day, if you like Morphe eyeshadows, then you obviously will like the Valentine palette. And this is what they look like side by side. $35, $23, same palette. Different colors, but same palette. There's a bazillion different combinations of this online at Morphe, like a bazillion different combinations of this. So they literally swatch the exact same way. They wear the exact same way. You are just paying $35 as opposed to $23 for a palette to have a certain layout with colors. So if you want these colors and you're willing to pay extra for them, then the Valentine palette will be for you. So I thought, and I had a feeling when I first looked at them online, that they were going to be probably manufactured by the same organization, but it wasn't until I actually got it and I opened it and I thought, oh wow, they're not even trying to hide it. It's so obvious. Like, they didn't even try. So there's that. But I actually really like the colors that are in the Valentine palette. Now, the Morphe shadows are not my most favorite shadows in the world. It does take a little bit of work to blend those Morphe shadows. It does take a little bit of work to get the Morphe shadows to stay throughout the course of the day. So, not my favorite shadow. But again, if you're just looking for 35 shades is a lot of shades. You're basically paying $1 a pan on the Valentine Scarlet palette, and with some of the Morphe pans, you're paying less than $1 a pan. So if you don't mind those kind of downsides, then you know what? It has a wide variety of colors, and that might be something for you. Unfortunately, because it's not up to what I would consider my standards, it's not going to be something that's Erica approved, but that doesn't mean it's not something that would be useful to someone else out there down the road. Alright, so the second palette I wanted to talk to you guys about is a $25 palette that I got from a company called Karity. Now, Karity, I will say, is a fantastic organization. If you guys haven't ever heard of Karity, I would definitely recommend that you check them out. They make some really, really good products, and they are at a affordable price. I wouldn't say that they're at like a really cheap price. They are kind of middle of the road, but the quality of Karity products is amazing, and I absolutely adore their palettes. This is the Just Peachy palette by Karity, and when you get the palette, it looks like this. It does have a mirror. I'll go ahead and flip that around, and then this is the actual palette itself. These have a mixture of mattes and shimmers, and I love the layout of this palette. The eyeshadow formulas that Karity comes up with is amazing. They're incredibly pigmented, and they blend like a dream, guys. These shadows do the work for you. These shadows are very long lasting. They really blend out beautifully. If you guys are looking for kind of a new up and coming organization to get a palette from, I would definitely recommend that you guys check out Karity. I really like these guys. Alright guys, so that was a short and sweet one. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about the Valentine palette by Scarlet. I just thought that was a little crazy how similar they were. And then if any of you have ever shopped at Karity, definitely let me know down in the comments below. I find that Karity is a fantastic indie kind of organization, and they're producing some really high quality cosmetics, and I appreciate the work they've done so far. So other than that, guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Listen, I love and appreciate you all. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Put your comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be coming up soon with some other brands and some more products, guys. I've got to get ready with me that we're filming tomorrow. So good stuff coming down the pipe. Thanks a lot for spending time with me again tonight, fam. Mwah. It's crazy, y'all. This is crazy. If you're going to do like the exact same thing, except switch the color scheme around a little bit, at least try and keep it close to the same price point. You know, $25 maybe instead of $23. But to go all the way up to $35 when all you've done is just create a palette that has different colors from all the other individual Morphe shadows, oh, it's just not necessary. I just think it's not necessary.